So today we're going to take a look at Fnatic versus FPX on Ascent to figure out how Fnatic managed to qualify for Copenhagen. This is actually the map that they lost, but I just thought that it was the highest level map overall, and there was a lot of good stuff that went on in this map, so I thought that I would just show it because it's very, very interesting to see. And so let's just start with round number 5. Fnatic are on the defensive side and FPX are on the attacking side to start off with, so let's take a look at what happens. And we'll start off with some early B pressure from the side of FPX. You see the Prowler in here, the KO knife coming in pretty early as well. They get the chamber pushed up into B main, and they get this chamber trap down. And the response from Fnatic is, you just might have seen that Omen smoke coming across here, and they're going to throw a seize and a nade combo in there as well. The Artist is just about able to teleport away from, but his trademark will get destroyed. However, what I really want to talk about to start off with is, again, we're going to see some of the high-level tactical things that were going on here in this game between Fnatic and FPX, because what's going to happen is you might notice that there isn't kind of the common stuff that goes on here. So often what happens on Ascent with Omen and a KO is you'll often get this one-way smoke here, an early KO knife in like that. From the defensive side that just basically stops any early aggression from the attackers towards A. However, Fnatic very, very rarely did this at all. You might be wondering why that is. Well, it's all to do with FPX's comp, because they are playing a no duelist comp. And because they're playing a no duelist comp, what that means is that they pretty much have to do a lot of splits, basically. You can't just force it down a small choke point with no duelist, because you're all just going to get spammed in the choke point and all die. So Fnatic know that FPX aren't going to do that. They know that FPX are a good team. They know how to play this comp. So they know that FPX are going to play pretty heavily for mid, and they're going to do different splits like this, so they're going to focus on mid a lot. And so because that is the case, Boaster is going to be very reluctant, and Mystic as well with this knife. They're going to be very reluctant to just use it off the bat because they know there isn't going to be any quick pressure here, right? There isn't going to be a full 5-stack just running it down there because it doesn't make sense for FPX to do that. So there's no need to put in this very common one-way and KO knife, because it would just be a waste, because they aren't going to go fast towards A anyway. So just kind of some of the tactical level thinking that's going on, right? Don't just do something because it's common to do so. Think about your opponent, play against your opponent, and they reap the benefits of it, that they were being very reactive with some of their utility, because they know that FPX are going to play it pretty slow with no duelists. They're going to explore the map and do all of that. So, why waste it? But here we're going to get the first kill, and it's from Durka, pushed up in this position here. Angel puts out a smoke just coming towards the backside of mid here, but then as he just swings out, Durka is able to get this kill. And I'm sure that FPX would be a bit disappointed that they were able to get this kill, and he's about to TP away. Because as I said, they're going to be a pretty mid-heavy comp. And actually after this round, what we see is that they began using Prowlers down here quite often to make sure that this never happened again. So again, just some of kind of the tactical things that were going on, right? Just from one kill, it very much sort of changed how a Prowler would often go up there into that exact position, a lot of the time from now on, just off the back of one kill. But now what we're going to see is, as we start to approach under a minute, Boaster decides to send in this other one-way towards short, right? Again, he knows that now the time is ticking. Again, because he's using those smokes quite reluctantly, his one has just recharged, and so now he has 2 smokes again. They haven't heard anything on B in a while, and there's still 3 people there, and there's only him and Mystic here towards A, so he feels like, okay, putting a one-way here on short is going to be pretty beneficial. He knows that FPX are going to play heavy mid, and there's only 2 on this side, so it makes sense to put it in there most of all. And so now FPX are coming up towards short, as we can see, but this one way is causing them a bit of a problem. They don't have a great way of getting past this. And so what's going to happen is they are going to try and get through it with the Fatal that, as you can see, they send down towards short. But Mystic does really well, gets his KO nade out, sends that out, pulls the knife out as well to see, okay, how many people are kind of close? Have they already pushed through it? The answer is no. They get stuck behind this one-way KO nade. As you see, they send out a slow and a KO nade themselves, FPX, towards the garden kind of area, and in they come after that flash. But again, Mystic does really well to delay. He gets the door shut, and they're able to get in the rotation of Althea, as you can see, towards heaven already. And he's even able to get this next kill as well. Really, really good, considering how, what a difficult situation he was in. But eventually he does die. die. And Xiao is also able to kill Alfira as well. And so now Boaster is in a very difficult position here on the site on his own. As you can see, the rotates are still some way behind. And so now he's basically staring down a 3v1. But what he's about to do is just very, very good. I've talked about these kind of, I call them survival smokes quite a lot, because basically you just put them, and I mean, he's just put it right on himself. Normally you kind of get the one that goes in between this box and the gen there, but he's just put it exactly on himself, and you're going to see what this allows him to do. It's just so powerful, because he can now swing out here and isolate this fight towards A main without the people from short being able to see him. And that's really, really powerful. That's what we're going to see. And then he's able to push up to this box and be able to isolate fights towards short without these people seeing him. And that's exactly what he's going to do. And then he's able to come back and do the exact same. And you're just going to see it just worked out perfectly for him. These smokes are just so powerful. And you should be using them, because look, he's able to just isolate this fight, right? No one from over here can see him. He's able to just isolate it. He waits. In comes the fade ult from Enzo as well. Obviously, that takes the attention of the FPX players towards where that's coming from. He's then able to swing the box. No one from main can see him. He's then able to swing back. Again, no one from short can see him now, and he gets 2 kills. Really, really nice. And then they're going to swing together to find this last kill as well. Really, really well played by Boaster there on the site. And we start to see just some of the like tactical high level that was coming into this game, and some of the great play going along with it as well. And now let's come to round number 9, and this one is quite the round. What's happened so far is we've got FPX taking kind of, heavy mid control, as you might expect. They're exploring towards mid, as you can see there. The door is closed. They've destroyed the chamber trap here, and they're about to send in this knife towards Durka, who's pushed up here on A, as you can see. So he gets hit by the KO knife, and initially Fnatic begin to rotate, right? They begin to rotate across, thinking like, oh, Durka might be in some trouble. But because obviously it's Durka, like, he's not afraid to just come re-peeking this anyway. And so he's pretty much able to tell them pretty quickly, like, well, no one's really pushing me here, no need to rotate, stay back, right? Like, I can't see anyone here. So they do exactly that, and they decide to stay. Now, actually, FPX this time go for one of the more heavy, like, B commits that they're going to do. But because they are running a Sage in this no duelist comp, it does give them a bit of an advantage on this B site, because they can create a bit of a different angle with the Sage wall that comes up here, where you can see through that little window. It does give them a bit of a different angle when they're trying to execute through this B site, and we'll see that actually does come into fruition. They send in the Prowler there, in go the smokes from both sides, in comes a really nice seize, but Saigetsu is about to send up this wall after that kind of goes on. Whilst we've got that going on, we have Artis on this big lurk here that manages to catch Durka out there on the rotate as well. Up goes Saigetsu on this wall. They start to come in. He manages to find the first kill there, and he's also going to manage to find a flashed Boaster there as they come through to get the first 2 kills. So we end up in this 2v5. But this is amazing from Enzo. So he's just put a haunt on the top of B main. And as you can see, it's caught all 3 of those players. And these walls are paper thin. Actually catches this 4th player as well. It's just up there. And it's just a super good fade haunt, and so he's able to get 1 kill off it, and then he's able to find this kill as well on Artis as well, and he was just playing amazing towards this boathouse position. Now that the chamber's dead as well, Mystic is able to come round on the flank. They start to get the spike down because the time is low, and so tries to swing around, but Xiao does get that kill, but Mystic gets the free kill on Saigetsu because the chamber had died, and now we're in a 1v2, and Enzo and Mystic just played absurdly well in this whole game. We get the C's coming in, so he knows that the fade obviously is down there, and they know who's planting the spike. So at this point, he knows that both are towards the site. Not exactly where, but he knows where they both are. And he's going to send out this really, really nice flash, as we're about to see here, that completely catches Zipan off guard, completely blinds him. And I think what happens here is because that flash doesn't actually catch Xiao, but Zipan obviously screams, "I'm flashed," and so he's worried about Mystic, swinging him and getting a free kill. So Xiao tries to help out his teammate and swing instead, but Mystic is ready for that as well, and so Mystic is just able to win that gunfight out and make it a 1v1. And then he doesn't panic. He pops his ult, but he's not going to panic. He's going to take his time. He kind of resets. He waits for his knife to come back as well. He throws in the knife towards Boathouse. Really, really crucial knife this, because if he's not in Boathouse, what this means is after this knife goes off and it doesn't see him, it means that either he has to be in this corner or he has to have taken the stairs somewhere, and he's either on the stairs or he's wrapping around behind, right? Like, those are now the only options. So Mystic knows he just has to check this close right corner. He actually does spam it a bit, finds the kill, and if he wasn't there, obviously he'd know he'd be either wrapping around or on the stairs itself. So really well played by Mystic in the 1v2 there, and really well played by Enzo as well for that Fade Horn location. And now let's come to round 11. We've got 1 minute 2 left. Much the same has gone on, right? You've got the early mid presence from FPX. Actually, all of them are in mid this time, and they are going to head up for an A split. As we will see, they clear out B main, do Fnatic with the Prowler there, and so they have the Raze pushed up in a nice little position. But what we really need to focus on here is this Chamber Trap with the KO. This is quite an interesting position to put the Chamber Trap in, not one that you often see, and it's kind of in the open. You might be thinking, why would you put it in the open? Well, the reason is that the idea is never for this Chamber Trap to actually go off. It's kind of like if you looked at my video yesterday, you might have seen like the camera contact plays that Mech were doing with the camera. It's much the same, right? Where they're going to shoot that Chamber Trap because they can hear it and see it. It's wide out in the open. And then off the back of that, that's when Mystic is going to flash, right? He's tucked in this corner here. So you see that, you know, at this point they're starting to hear that. They're going to throw in a KO nade to FPX. They're going to shoot the trap there, and Mystic knows, okay, that's his time to flash, and he gets the first kill there. He does get revealed by a nice haunt, but Mystic was just feeling it at this point. He's able to get a second. Zipan just peeks before that flash from the Omen gets there, and they do manage to trade the kill. However, Buster has now put up a one-way. He also has just sent out this Omen flash down here that's caught them all. The res comes in. Buster's going to find a free kill on Zipan there. And then with the time low, I know it seems weird, what the hell is Angel doing here? But the time is so low, Angel's just, you know, like, they need to make a play. He tries to just go in, but Buster finds a free kill there. Durka has also managed to just beat Xiao in an aim duel here, and get Xiao down in a main. And so now, left into a, what, 5v1, 4v1? So you get to, obviously, not much hope. And this round is pretty much over. We can run it forward a bit quicker, as eventually he's just going to retreat and eventually die to Fnatic. And another really nice round, really kind of interesting idea. Again, these contact plays from the Sentinel utility, very, very strong, as we saw yesterday, and Fnatic managed to win this round. And now let's come to round number 15. So Fnatic are now on the attacking side, and as you can see, we got the early Boombot in there, and they're going to take some pretty early mid control as well. So they get the control of B main with the Boombot. They get the Prowler in here, KO knife, and they start to run it up, as you can see here, towards mid. KO nade in here as well, destroys the Chamber Trap, in goes an Omen smoke, and they get, you know, very pushed up deep into mid very, very early on. However, they do get delayed. There was a Sage Wall in B main, as you see there, and now the Omen smoke comes as well, and so they just decide to pause here. And they're going to have a really, really cool idea, right? Because Prowler comes out, and that's going to spot that Althea is in here, right? So FPX now know that they are in here, right? And so they're going to have a really cool idea after this pause, because what's going to happen is Durka is about to TP. Now, there's no pressure on him. He doesn't fire a bullet, nor fires a bullet at him. But you see, he just TPs there. And I think that the reason that they do this is because they want to fake as if, oh yeah, we're going to A, right? That pause that we just did, that, you know, where we just cut noise completely, that was actually us walking back towards A, and we're about to go towards A instead. And Durka TPing was just him rejoining the team, ready to come back towards A, right? Kind of faking that idea, whilst Althea actually pushes up here into market, knowing that FPX are going to be like, oh, he just TP'd. Let's check if they are actually still there. Swing out, not expecting anyone to be there, but Althea is actually really pushed up. Now, they actually get unlucky, Fnatic, because that's a really, really cool idea. Unfortunately for them, Xiao is both going to swing it, but then Artis also came back here, and so he's going to come swinging on it as well. And instead of just getting the first kill, we're going to end up in a 1-for-1 trade. But a really, really cool idea on the whole. So as you see, they go swinging in to check, oh, did they really leave? And Althea is able to get the kill on Xiao, but then Artis is able to trade it before Durka can then trade back, because of course Durka had to TP away. So we end up in a 4v4. But now, you might have just seen an Omen flash come towards Artis there on the site, so we get an Omen flash in here. That forces him to TP away as well, and so now Saigetsu is in a bit of a rough position as a Prowler comes on him as well. He's forced to retreat, and Fnatic begin to advance. They get the Omen TP, and now you see, I mean, Saigetsu just completely blind. He gets hit by the Fade Haunt as well, but then we get the KO ult coming out of FPX, and so that stops Fnatic here. As you see, the little pulses going across there, that stops them. They don't want to push with no utility towards Boathouse. They know that someone's in there, so they decide again to just pause. But actually, Boaster is just able to win that fight there against Zipan, and Durka is then just going to go swinging and getting that kill as well. And whilst that's gone on the whole time, right, the whole time in this round, Mystic has just been sitting here. right? He's just been sitting in this corner, and you would never expect that the KO would be the lurker. When Durka was coming back across here, he's been shooting bullets at them, right? He's like, you would expect that the chamber would be the one kind of as, you know, sort of the last person in, that the KO would be with the team, right, ready to fight. But actually the KO has been there the whole time, just waiting, and Mystic is going to find a free kill on Artist as well, trying to sneak around there. Saigetsu here is on site. He's going to manage to get this kill on Durka, but Bosa then just retreats back to A to go plant the spike there. Enzo pushes up there and manages to get that last kill. Really nice round from Fnatic, and I definitely like the idea behind kind of, you know, the bait chamber TP, you know, create the sound cue and actually have it sort of be a fake. Now let's come to round number 19, where we're going to see another nice B take from the side of Fnatic. So they send the early boombot towards B main. They're going to send a KO knife in towards mid as well. In comes the Prowler. They start to get this early control. In goes an Omen Flash. They get early control of B main, and they start to walk up mid as well. They send in this same Omen smoke there. And so you can see they get some of that early control. Looks very similar to what they were doing before. And then they're going to send a Prowler in again. And it looks like they want to go pretty quick. But then the KO knife comes in, delays them. But it doesn't hit Boaster, as you can see, who's then able to just TP into this area here. And so he's able to get pretty deep in onto the site. The problem that he then has is a Fade Haunt comes in and does reveal him, and he does pretty well actually to just kind of survive in that area. But his presence obviously pushes those players back deep into Boathouse. But we're going to see in comes this Omen Smoke, and now they just decide to go, right? Instead of pausing like they did before, they just decide, let's run it. Fade Haunt just comes above here. You can see this other Fade is trying to shoot it, but gets marked first, so they know where there is. Raze Nade came in as well. Boaster's able to get that first kill, and they just flood in onto the site, as you see. Zipan is able to get one. We get a really nice trade as they come back, and they do like a high-low here. No chance for Zipan there, and they manage to make it a 4v3. They shut the door. Durka sees Artist there. You might have just seen him like panicking, like calming, like going crazy. And then this position that Mystic's in, people always seem to find 2 kills from this position. We'll see a really nice shot by Durka there, and there is Mystic. You get the free one, and then he also manages to get the second as well. Really nice take from Fnatic, and they managed to win this round. And now finally, let's come to round number 23. This one is probably my favorite of all of them, and we're going to see early mid control comes out from the side of Fnatic. Again, you get the smoke here, you get the KO knife, you get the Prowler, and actually Angel is about to die here. We get early Omen Flash there towards B main as well. Angel is about to die. I think this is just a Vandal moment of him. You can see he's pinged there, and I think he's just spraying with a Vandal out there, and so Fnatic just spraying back, knowing where he is, and managed to get the kill on him there, as you see. I'm pretty sure that was just a pure Vandal moment spraying through that smoke. But anyway, as we move on from there, you see that they managed to get Mystic tucked up here towards mid, and it looks like initially they want to go for this A lean. You know, they just kind of cut noise. They kind of, you know, the Sage Wall probably caused them a few problems. They aren't happy with that, and so you see the FPX, they're kind of unsure of exactly what's going on. They decide to just eventually come to a 2-on-2, and again Fnatic, they just completely stay silent, right? And FPX actually begin to guess towards B that is eventually where they're going to end up, with the Sage Wall not being destroyed and whatnot. But they send a Prowler out here towards B main, and that is really what is crucial in this round. They send a Prowler out here, and the thing is, Mystic hears it. Fnatic know obviously that this Prowler doesn't catch anyone, and so they know that, okay, in a 4v5, Prowler didn't catch anyone. They probably are going to guess that we're going towards A, and so they're going to use that kind of info as false info now, and they're actually going to go back towards B, but they're actually going to sell this as a prime fake as well, right? They're going to bring Mystic back here to go with Boaster, who is very happy to just kind of sell the fake. A KO knife does come in there towards A, but it doesn't catch, you know, so much that they can't still sell this fake. So what you'll see here is you might have just seen that we're going to get a KO flash down here. The smoke comes in here from Boaster as well. He's going to run in. You start to see that the rotates will come in from FPX there as well. And Boaster is just going to start shooting. Shooting basically, you know, shooting nothing, right? He's just going to start shooting. Just make any noise that he possibly can. And you'll see that it drags the rotates over. Just leaves Xiao on his own here. They send in a Prowler there. But it's too late, right? It's too late at this point. In comes the smoke. In comes the KO knife. He is actually able to find a kill here, Xiao, just spamming there with the Odin, but he gets traded as well, and they get the site, right? Into a 4v3, they manage to get in onto the site, but actually FPX go for a very fast retake, right? They catch the timing there, where Mystic is just running away, and they managed to get in onto the site. Thankfully, they have Althea here, who only on 33 HP has still managed to find 2 kills, and then as Artis is trying to come in as well, he pops the ult, does Althea, and he manages to finish that kill off as well. And so Fnatic, well, they actually would go on to lose this map overall, but I think you can see some of the high-level play, really from both sides, that was coming in overall. I think this was just a really well-played map overall, and I wanted to show you some of the cooler rounds. But yeah, Fnatic have obviously been playing incredibly well, and it took a really good performance from FPX to take this map off them even, and even then it was only going to overtime as well. So Fnatic, I mean, they continue to look like one of the best teams in the world, and I'll be excited to see them at Copenhagen.